Welcome back to the World Triathlon Podcast, where this week I'm joined by Tommy Zafiris, Fanni Szalai and David Cantero to pick through the ashes of the first World Cup of 2026 last weekend in Lanzarote. We start with Hungary's 2024 and 25 Junior World Silver medalist, the impressive 18-year-old Fanni Szalai picking herself up from a nasty bike crash to score a top 10 on World Cup debut. For the winner of the men's race, David Cantero dials in from Madrid Airport en route to this weekend's Haiku World Cup in China. Free to watch on triathlonlive.tv, along with the first T100 of 2026 on the Gold Coast. But yeah, quite the opener to the year out there. Lanzarote, great looking course. The lineups were amazing. Obviously, partly thanks to Abu Dhabi, but not entirely thanks to Abu Dhabi. It was obviously just a very popular place, familiar to a lot of the athletes, and they put on quite a show.
Yeah, Lanzarote is known for being a training hub, and the islands and the Canary Islands are just fantastic for training. But you have to be mentally prepared because the wind, of course, is absolutely insane. And that was a really cool thing that we got to actually see on the race course, where the palm trees, they're just crazy, totally sideways, at all times. And they have no choice. And it was pretty cool. It's so hard to tell, if you've never ridden in it or never been in a race that's had those types of winds, what those athletes are feeling, because it just looks like they're riding really slow. And you're like, why is there a gap? Just close the gap. And it's dude, it's insane. It's so hard. So it was pretty cool to see the splits and have a course that had a little bit of everything, had some technical aspects to it. It had some hills, and then of course the wind to navigate. But the roads looked fantastic, perfectly paved, nice and wide, enough room for everybody to kind of navigate the situation. And so I thought the course was incredible. Of course, the races were in the evening as well, so the light was perfect. And so my photographer brain was like, oh my gosh, they're so lucky that they get to shoot this right now. It's so good. And the drone shots were fantastic. It made the island look really, really cool. And the hotels there, the sports resorts and stuff, they're great for training camps. They have the all-inclusive options, so you don't even have to worry about cooking or going shopping. And
Right.
You just have the buffets for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all you do is eat, sleep, train. And it's great. I love those the Canary Islands.
We're not going down the hotel coverage route though.
We'll cover it in heart, and then not on the sprint finish. So,
but yeah, we'll hear from David Cantero, winner of the men's race, shortly. Just brilliant to see him, obviously flying in full gas, and the confidence that guy's oozing out at the moment. Even I think dropping some Olympic medal chat in his post-race interview, which is it's unusual. It's not necessarily the route that many athletes take, but it's really refreshing. And, I presume he's also just eyeing up a Hauser-style home grand final this year that he wants to produce the goods at.
I mean, it's having that confidence is really hard, and a lot of people are superstitious, and so they don't even want to mention that, or nothing of any of the colors, or the mention of anything is way off limits. But I mean, hey, to each their own. If you're confident and don't have any superstitions and stuff, just say what you believe, manifest it. And I mean, he's just saying out loud what a lot of people are thinking, though, so it's not it's not crazy where he's finishing in 30th or something all the time and is I'm gonna bring home a medal. This is a medal contender for the Olympic Games. So not normal, but I love it. I love the talk, and I want more people to start saying that and believing it too.
Plus, he just ran 4:16 with a 10-second penalty and the slowdown speed up in the middle of that. So no wonder he's fancying his chances right now.
Yeah, and people need to get on the triathlonlive.tv action, because I talked to a few people who didn't actually watch the whole race. They just watched the sprint finish, and they're like, oh yeah, Cantero just waited and bided his time and then out sprinted him at the end. I was like, that is not what happened at all. And I'm trying to explain in detail. I'm he had a penalty, he had to attack the group, he got a gap, and then Hellwig went in front. The gap stayed the same, and then he closed it and they attacked. And I was breaking it all down. It was one of the most exciting races, especially a World Cup, just to kick off the season. Couldn't have asked for anything more. I watched the race twice actually, so I was pretty hyped on it.
Yeah, and Hellwig's late kick at the end was just added another little layer when you thought it was done and dusted.
Yeah, and the respect too at the end. I don't know if you saw, but Hellwig, he gave everything, and then when Cantero came by him, it's just like, well, I couldn't do anything, so he just like clapped it up. I don't know if it was for himself or just for the race or for Cantero like beating him and like at his best, like whatever it was just respect, like
Mm.
respect for the sport, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like Cantero celebrating all the emotion, yeah. Hellwig being happy to be back on the race scene, having an incredible result, yeah, going head to head with one of the fastest runners in the sport. So yeah, that was really cool to see. And then, of course, the sprint finish between like 8 guys for third place. Everyone's coming across the line,
Yeah.
fractions apart. And yeah, it was cool to see Jawad back on the podium. Haven't seen him at the pointy end for quite a bit of time, I guess. But yeah, he had a fantastic race.
And obviously the women's race, yeah, I'm doing Nina I'm first race of the season things. Laura Lindemann kind of similar. Georgia, great to see her back, and obviously in free and flying shape, form, everything. Loving the bike and loving the short course back again. But we're about to hear from Fanni Szalai as well. And talking of like the cross finish line moments, it was when she crossed and then sort of hung in front of the camera, turned around, and you just saw just how dinged up her back and her shoulder and her elbows were from that crash very late on in the bike that yeah, will have been absolutely heartbreaking for her for sure. But yeah, she's 18. She's already been through a lot. 2 silvers in the world champs last 2 years, and absolutely gritty as they come.
Yeah, and I was just looking at the results, and it's crazy to have a crash like that, which was pretty gnarly, and then come back and have one of the fastest runs of the day, and like could have been in contention for the podium at the first ever. So, hey,
Hi.
Here she is.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, very well. Tommy.
hey, Fanny, how are you?
Hi. Fine, thanks. Now, so yeah. And
Yeah.
you?
So I had a crash 2 days ago, going 48 k's an hour, and I did the same thing as you.
Oh. And how are your scratches?
I'm okay. My neck is very sore, but yeah. I when I saw you do that, I was like, oh, I can relate. But you bounced up much quicker than me. You're half my age, so.
Fanny, amazing race.
Thanks.
Certainly going to be like an unforgettable World Cup debut. It was always going to be regardless of the race, I suppose. But I don't know where to start with it. Apart from, to be honest, it was sort of miraculous to hear the commentators say that you were back up and back in the race and holding your position. And also, as Tommy just said, like one of the fastest run splits after that crash.
Thank you. I tried my best.
It is just superficial, is it? Like cuts and scrapes. There wasn't anything more that the doctors found or that you found?
Everything's okay. I was in the hospital yesterday, so they checked everything and nothing broke, just some bruises, nothing else. So yeah.
And how is your bike doing? The more important thing.
Yeah, the bike is okay, but the rear wheel is a bit it's not in the best shape, but it was not a carbon wheel, so that's okay.
Just as a recap for those that haven't seen it, led out of the swim along with, was it Mathilde Gauthier or
Cami
It was
Denzia.
Cami
Yeah.
Denzio?
yeah.
Bike pack kind of came together. Georgia helped sort of carve it away. You were hanging tough in there as well, taking the turns. But yeah, there wasn't very far to go when you came down, right? Just give us the sort of circumstance. Obviously, the wind was up. Had there been any kind of close shaves before that? Were you on red alert, or were you kind of already thinking about the run?
I think the last lap was it was better than the others because I think the first and the second lap was pretty hard. The ladies in the front pushed really hard, especially on the hill. But I think the last lap was all about eating our gels, refreshing ourselves. So yeah, and maybe that's why I didn't see the boy because I was trying to drink. But they weren't so far after the crash. It was, I think, 30 seconds. So it was okay.
Like, had it been another whole lap, would you that have slightly changed your mind, or?
It was, I got on my bike after, I think, 60 seconds because we checked in the datas. So I decided when I just jumped to my bike was okay, and then my leg was okay because I checked it, like I double checked before I jumped back to my bike. So that's why I decided.
So as Selena clamped just in front of you, did you both hit? Did the whole pack move to the right, and that made you clip the cones? Basically, you both kind of clipped one at the same time. It wasn't one kicked up in front of you that you couldn't avoid, or
Uh, I think the group was on the right side, so we were all there, and I think we were really close to the boys, so that's why we were crashed. And like I think Selena and me crashed at the same time. So
I was curious before that during the race how the dynamic was on the bike because you were at the very front from the beginning, but then Georgia and Sophie, who were some of the stronger riders, were about 30 seconds back out of the water. So what was it at first, like how the groups were kind of forming and like what were you thinking or what was your kind of game plan? Was your plan to just ride with the group and whatever happened? And then from the point that Georgia and Sophie like caught and went to the front, how did that change? Like how hard you had to ride and like yeah, what were the decisions? Kind of talk us through all those details.
um, I was trying to get out of the water really fast, and then there was a like I think in the beginning we were fourth in the group, and then the others just came by really fast. So I think in the first lap we were like I think all of us are almost in the same group. Were almost in the same group. And then the second lap was where Sophie and Georgia made a decision to ride a bit faster. So I was trying to be in the front in the second lap as well and try to hang on because the second lap was, I think, was the hardest because we pushed, I think, almost 40 watts in the hills, 400, sorry. So it was pretty hard and I was just trying to hang on. There was a moment when I wasn't sure that I can hang on, but then I just fought really hard to stay with them.
Yeah, well, it was very impressive because I don't know if you saw during the race, like, did you look back and be like, wow, there's only 10 of us now or whatever? And
Yeah.
like Jean Lahaire is gone and like big name athletes who are championship series winners, yeah, couldn't stay with the pace. And then little 18-year-old Fanny in her first World Cup, you're there and like amongst it. So that must have felt pretty cool. But were you aware of the split when it happened, or did you just not look back, like eyes forward, just following the wheels?
I think I followed their reels, and then there when there was a little bit chilly um, section, I was just look back and I was a bit surprised that we are just 10 of us, and yeah, I mean I was a bit surprised that I was there, but I worked really hard this winter on the bike as well because I know this is kind of the hardest part for a junior. So yeah, I was surprised, but then it was pretty cool to ride with Georgia and Sophie Caldwell and the others. So yeah.
obviously you're no stranger to some very large start lines on the Super Tri side as well. But yeah, the build up to here, obviously you had your eye a little bit on Abu Dhabi as well, which the
Yeah.
cancellation was obviously deeply sad, but uh, I guess that just helped you focus your attentions all the more on this World Cup, did it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I focused on this World Cup and I just know I think a week before Lanzarote that the situation is not good in this region. So yeah, I just fully focused on Lanzarote.
Had you ever trained there before or done any training camps? What was your winter training like? And yeah, how long did you plan on racing there before?
This winter training was really good and pretty special because we could spend 2 times 2 weeks in Spain, and in Hungary it was pretty cold this winter. So I'm feeling lucky that we could train in Spain. But yeah, it was 2 times 2 weeks, and we've done like a lot of long sessions there. So it was pretty cool. And then before Lanzarote, I spent 1 week pre-camp before the World Cup, so that was also pretty cool.
We've had a few conversations over the last couple of weeks, Fanny, few will know, but yeah, you're going to be one of the names on the next Dare to Dream series, which will be coming up at the start of 2027, which we're super excited about. But in terms of like how you looked ahead to this season and what you wanted to achieve, and obviously there's LA and a long way to go before that, but what are the key targets for you this year that presumably you've kind of have to sort of plan out quite meticulously, do you?
I think my plan this year is to try to fight both in the World Champs and both in the European Champs for the podium, and then hopefully for the first place as well, because I've been chasing this for 2 years. So hopefully my day will come, but if not, it's still okay because I have like a lot of time to achieve that, but it would be really good.
And I guess we hope that you left that race more positive than negative about what happened in that race, right? Because yeah, I mean, there must have been so many sort of conflicting emotions going on, but what was the overriding feeling?
I think it was positive, besides the crash as well, because I was pretty happy about my swim, and then I was pretty happy that I could ride with such big names like Georgia and Sophie. So, and then after that hard ride, I could run like quite good, and I was really happy with my run as well. And then I was really happy that I could jump back to my bike. So I think it was a really positive race for me, and I learned a lot from it. So it was really positive.
Will you race any championship series races this year?
I would like to. Hopefully, I can get a wild card because it would be really nice to start also in the World Triathlon Championship Series, but I will race in World Cups as well.
Yeah, this year has so many racing opportunities. The World Cups are almost endless. But yeah, I wasn't sure. Does your federation have any rules regarding, do you have to achieve a certain metric before you get into a championship series, or if you get a start at a series, you're allowed to start?
I think if I can get to the start list, or if I get a wild card, I can race. So I don't think there is any federational thing. I think I need to be in the top 3, and then I can race there. So yeah.
Very nice. Well, that's going to be an exciting thing to follow this season. When's Fanny's first championship series race going to be?
Yeah, I can wait.
Because where actually did it sit for Abu Dhabi? You were kind of signed up for the mixed relay, but did you have your start for the individual already lined up?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did a wild card.
Right.
So I was on the start list.
Okay. Well, surely that's got to carry over then, right? Well, obviously there's 2 Olympic distance to come before. Will it have to be some Europe Cups? I guess now there's this little gap for you. I mean, Samarkand and Yokohama not being doable. So, yeah, what does the next 2 months look like?
I will do hopefully 2 Euro Cups. I don't know if I could get to the start list in Montegordo, but Torremolinos, I think I could get to the start list, and then Carla. So there will be like hopefully 3 races.
Nice. And they're going to
I
be
was looking
stacked as
at this.
well, huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I looked at Montegordo and also Torremolinos, and because I think there's a lot of athletes that are training either in Portugal or training in Spain nearby, and because Abu Dhabi got canceled and people are unsure about races and travel, whatever, it's basically a championship series level field in Montegordo. Like, yeah, the top 10 athletes I think it's pretty stacked. So that would be pretty cool. And even this, yeah, World Cup, I feel like you're already halfway there to a championship series race just based on the people that you've already raced. So yeah, you're easing your way in there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be your sister pushing you in a few years' time as well for those start places, right?
She's 2 years younger than me, and she can start some Euro Cups this year. So yeah, we can race together this year finally. So it's gonna be great.
Are you guys
Hopefully in the next
competitive?
race. I think not yet, but I
Not
think
yet.
as soon as she will grow up, I think we can be quite close to each other. So yeah.
In the great tradition of Hungarian families that hit triathlon together, right? It's,
Yeah. Hopefully one day we can get to one mixed relay together because it would be
sure.
really nice for us.
I think your dad would absolutely lose it, wouldn't he, if that came around? That.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Surely someday there's just going to be a mixed relay made from one family.
And a little shout out to your dad then. He's been your rock through all of these races, right?
Yeah, she's been there. He's been there for me. I think this is our third year traveling together, and yeah, he's a really good helper for me. So I just need to train, eat, sleep, and then he will do the rest, or he's doing the rest. So I'm just really thankful that I have like a family who is there for me and helping me. So yeah, I'm just really thankful for them, for him.
And you graduate in the middle of this year as well, right? So other things going on outside of triathlon that we've also got to consider that you've got going on in your life that make this whole performance all the more remarkable.
Yeah, I will have a final exam in May and then in the beginning of July, but it's just a short exam. But yeah, I will try to balance studying and training, but I think it will go pretty well because I've been doing this for 4 years now. So yeah.
So experienced.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, I know you've got to go, and Fanny, thanks for your time. I'm sure you're still looking to relax
Thank
after
you so
the
much.
trip back from Lanzarote.
Just wishing you the best of luck. You're already impressing everyone across the world. So yeah, keep the momentum going. And yeah, you're inspiring a lot of people along the way. So keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Into that. Take care. See you out there again soon.
Take care. See you.
It's only the middle of March. We're one race into the World Cup season, and Spain's David Cantero has already delivered a grandstand finish that will be one of the best we will see in 2026. In the first ever Lanzarote World Cup at the weekend, the Spanish 23-year-old had to serve a 10-second T1 mount line penalty before re-entering the race and charging down Tim Helwig to set up an almighty sprint to the gold. You can watch it back free on Triathlon Live, but before you do, let's hear from the man himself. David, congratulations. Brought the entertainment this weekend.
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, now in the airport, trying to leave to China for another World Cup. So yeah, pretty happy after the victory on Lanzarote World Cup.
Right, so already heading to China. That was presumably not always part of the plan, was it? When was this decision made?
Yeah, because we were looking for racing something between Samarkand and Lanzarote, and yeah, it was a pity the cancellation of WTS Abu Dhabi. So I think it was a good option. Just doing 2 follow races. I'm in a good shape, so I just wanna trying to keep fighting for another World Cup podium in Haiku. So yeah, pretty excited after also this weekend. It's been a long time training at home, like 2 or 3 months. A lot of training, too much hour, too much intensity. So I liked racing because it's like less training, more rest, and yeah, and I'm a person that I love racing. So for me, it's the most important, and I enjoy a lot doing it. So yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah, fair enough. Because you must have been licking your lips at the prospect of Abu Dhabi then, were you, knowing that you were in this kind of shape that you had
Yeah,
to run in the bank? And
Also before it's a bit funny because before cancellation of Abu Dhabi, Roberto Sanchez and me were looking to came here, and we booked the flight tickets with no entry into the start list. Like, okay, let's wait if we enter, and but we're gonna take the tickets because if not, there will be more expensive.
Yeah, obviously that was hugely disappointing. We don't know what the rescheduling of Abu Dhabi looks like yet, but yeah, how did you guys kind of react to that when you heard the news? It's just kind of taking
Yeah.
it in and
So I think everybody could more or less knew that it will be difficult to race in Abu Dhabi with all the war situation. But yeah, I think I'm a person that is able to get adapt to every situation. So yeah, no worries. It's like I can race in Abu Dhabi. I'm gonna try to see another solution, and we thought haiku was the best one.
Mm.
And yeah, and then also for sure preparing for summertime
Yeah.
was so good.
So is that just you and Roberto from the
Yeah.
Spanish crew heading to Haiku, or the
No,
few-
also Esteban, Basanta, and Andres for the boys, and Sara, Maite, and Malta from the girls. So yeah, we have a good team.
Yeah. And a season opener in Lanzarote must have been a very enticing when you saw the calendar coming out and you thought, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good place to start things off.
Yeah, I always love to race at home, and I never been in Lanzarote. It's like the typical place for a triathlete for doing training camps with weather, and I was interested to seeing it, and let's see how it is. And also for me, it's important to race near home because also my family, my parents, they are able to come to see me because for going for China, Australia, and all that places, it's a bit more difficult. So yeah, Also, it was a good race for me with the swim course, hilly bike course also. Yeah, pretty hard one.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But all right, so let's dial into the race a little bit then. I mean, we kind of suspected that Igor Dupuy would probably drill the swim. Max Stapley obviously was always going to be up there as well. And there was nearly 70 men on that start line, right? So the first boy was always going to be pretty chaotic, but then there was two very quickly after it, right? How were you set through those?
Because it's funny because I just jump into the water the first one like, oh my goodness, I'm here for my first time in the lead in the swim, but then Igor, wow, he was super fast, and I couldn't keep the feet behind him. Yeah, for the swim, I knew when it's wetsuit conditions and also the sea, as more or less as in Australia Wollongong, it's a good swim for me. And yeah, I think I could be at the front of the group, not maybe leading the group, but yet to keeping behind good swimmers as Atsano, Panagiotis, and Rawad also. Yeah, when I went out of the water in the top 15 more or less, I thought like, okay, today could be a super great day.
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad in there. Like we saw a few come out obviously with no caps on and stuff. So there must have been a few limbs going around. But were you were able to just stay ahead of the real washing machine?
Yeah, for sure. When we arrived to the boys, it was crazy because also big star list as you name 70 guys at the same time. You know, it's always crazy. But yeah, I think when I arrived to the washing machine, I was just thinking about it. Come on, let's keep swimming and try to survive here.
So you found some good feet, and like you said, after Wollongong was also a great swim for you. So you're starting to like the level is kicking up. Obviously, the appreciation of what that means you can stay out of is enough.
Yeah, like all the races before the start, it's like, okay, let's see if today I'm able to stay at the front or not. It's like always I'm thinking the same because I know if I'm able to stay at the front, I can race to get the win. So yeah, it's mentally work.
Yeah. And your teammate Kevin Vinuela So he was like 10 seconds off Igor out of the water, Stapley as well. And then you were only like 3 or 4 seconds behind them, right? And then a big long transition.
Yeah, I think also what I told you, we have been training in Alicante. We are lucky because the weather is pretty good, so we could train some swimming entrance, wetsuit workouts. So I think for preparing in for Lanzarote in that case, maybe we had a bit of a advantage because not everybody in their countries are able to swim at the sea. And yeah, when I saw not many people in front of me out of the water, so I said, oh, today it's gonna be a great day.
So you've been based out of Alicante for the start of this year, have you? Is that?
Yeah. We always stay there all the winter because it's pretty good weather, and also more or less when March starts, we do some swimming trainings in the sea, some specific more training.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for the race it's them so much notable.
Yeah. Have you? I can't ever pronounce your coach's surname, Cejuela, or how do I could...
Cejuela.
Okay.
But you can say Cejuela, no problem, because it's a bit difficult to. Yeah.
But you guys have been working together for years and years, right? The partnership is.
Yeah. I came to Alicante for the first time in 2019. One day, it was like 7 years ago. I was like 16 years old, I think. So I went there and I had the opportunity to train just for one day with Fernando Alarza, Las Lures, Roberto Sanchez, and I was like fascinated. I was absolutely in a cloud, and then we start together working 2020, 2021, more or less. And yeah, I have like the feeling I have been in Alicante all my life.
Yeah. So have you and like Roberto Sanchez, I guess has it been you two training together more? Obviously, Lazar has kind of moved on and so on, but
also Roberto Sanchez, I have a big brother, so it's the same age as Roberto, so they raced together. So I need him from lot of years ago. So yeah, and then in 2020 we had the opportunity to train together. So yeah, it was
cool.
It was fantastic because I had him like an idol, like the referent of the triathlon. So for me it was crazy to share with him the training. I consider him also like my big brother because we have been training and racing now together from a long time. So yeah, we have a pretty good relationship.
All right, so back into the race. It was a mountain line penalty, right? Which is kind of rare, but perhaps a bit of a first race back scenario, or
it yeah, because I realized when I was taking the bike, I was confused with the finish line. So when I was jumping to the bike, I saw in front of me the mountain. So I say, "Oh." And when I did it, I knew obviously I had a penalty. So yeah, it was like I was all time thinking about when I'm gonna stop, if in the first or second lap on the run. So yeah, Roberto told me it will be better to do it on the second one, but I was thinking a lot of time about, okay, if I attack them on the first lap and I take a bit of a gap, maybe when I stop and start again with the wind of the face, I can maybe save some energy. But yeah, him also was super strong.
Yeah.
So, but it was fantastic to see all the crowd like, oh, come on, no, yeah, come. Yeah, it was funny.
I mean, it definitely added to the drama. And at least it was a clear cut, right? There was no question of is it a penalty, is it not? You knew.
No. I was.
And
When I did it, I knew I will have a penalty, so I say, okay, let's see when I do it in first or second lap, so no problem.
and did that like heighten the senses a little bit as you were? So obviously a huge bike group came together, right? There was
Yeah.
like nearly 40 of you, or
Yeah, probably because at the first kilometers it was like all broken, as all races.
Yeah.
But then it was a big group. Also, the wind made an important paper that day because people goes a bit crazy on the bike, and on the leaving to the T2, I was so scary because people was going super fast, super crazy, and I say, okay, I don't want to crash, so I prefer to stay a bit behind and arrive safe to the run.
Yeah.
And then I just ran to start full gas, and trying to play my cards.
So there weren't too many people pushing for like a little break on the bike. It was all kind of conservative, was it?
There were like so many tries to do the breakaway, like Max, Sapley, Dorian, the from the Netherlands, Pennekamp. So I understand pretty good because it was a too much big group for the run, so they try to play the cards. I just try to stay at the front, to stay safe, because when it's a lot of people, sometimes it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah. And your mentality, I guess, starting that run was always that you knew you had a 10-second like breather at some point, right?
Yeah, Roberto told me start full gas because you had to take a bit gap for the penalty. So the first kilometer was crazy because all the people was behind me, and I it's so funny because I was listening their breathing and all them were, but I also was going full gas, so I was thinking about that. I'm not able to drop them, so then when started downhill, it really broke. But the first one, all people goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like the first kilometer and a half, it was like all the wind at the front. The second one, it was like the wind at the back, and then also downhill. It was like super fast.
Yeah. Well, that's why, we've seen some pretty fast runs from you, but I don't remember seeing one that looked as fast on the TV as that.
Yeah.
Like between you and Tim, just hammering it.
Yeah. When I was looking for the videos today, and it really looks so fast because it's like downhill and also back the wind. So like 240, 242. Yeah. Crazy pace. Like it was like 14.5 more or less. Because also on the penalty, like you always lose like 1-2 seconds. You can just stop with your start again.
Totally.
But but it's true that I really felt pretty strong that day in the run. I have been training pretty good, so I knew it. I was in a pretty good shape.
Yeah. Cool. So taking a lot of confidence into Haiku and the rest of the season. Then you're feeling as good as you've ever felt.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward this year because I also I think it's gonna be pretty interesting with the comeback of Alex and Aiden. And I think a lot of people in Spain, a lot of people it's gonna like seeing again triathlon, making it interesting, like creating like a lot of fans,
Yeah.
So I think that's good to create expectation. Sorry, I have to make it to the plane.
Well, there he was, David Cantero, boarding a plane, fresh from gold in Lanzarote, heading to Haiku, which you can also watch with a free registration on triathlonlive.tv. It's going to be another firecracker for sure. Thanks to David for taking the time. Safe travels, and Haiku, 21st of March. Tune in.